What is going on, guys? My name is Bailey or Silent Delta, and I'm joined with Sean, aka Silent Shot.
Hello.
And welcome to Silent Saturday, episode 1. Pretty much just going to be, for those of you who have been around for a while, it's just going to be like a podcast similar to our old joint YouTube account, Silent Force. This is just going to be the new one. Yeah, it's just going to be a podcast style. Sometimes we'll be in person together. Most of the time, it's just gonna be over Discord like this. And we're just gonna give you guys updates on our personal YouTube channels, our recording schedules, what we got planned, personal stuff. We'll go into some stories that we have as kids and or stories as we have as adults. Who knows? Um, but for today, I got a list of questions here that we're gonna go over and do our best to answer. I just kind of came up with them on the fly and thought they'd be good ones to start us off with for this first episode.
Yeah.
Got anything to add?
No, not really.
Okay. So yeah, first thing that I got is obviously Sean and myself have both taken about a year or so off of YouTube. Just kind of, I mean, Sean's been a whole year without a computer. And in that time, I haven't really played any games without him. To be honest, I the only thing that I played is Madden. You guys know that I do Madden franchises on my channel. Um, didn't do one last year, mostly because Sean didn't have a computer, and I just couldn't bring myself to record without him or having like a competition with him to try and keep the recording schedule alive. So I just kind of gave up on that last year. Also going through a whole lot of mental health anxiety shit. So yeah, it's really just spent that time getting myself better and didn't really want to burn myself out on doing YouTube and obviously not doing it with my brother. So yeah, so that's where this first question kind of came from is what do you want from YouTube this time around? What are your goals and what do you not want to happen to get burnt out again? Or what do you want to avoid?
What do I want to avoid? Playing with this guy anytime.
Okay, hold on.
No, but this time, I think I'm going to try not to post as frequently. Just try to focus a little bit more and separating it because last time I had everything connected to one account, which was a little bit more taxing because everything just together kind of meshes and blends and kind of hard to make any kind of community with all these different channels or the same channel instead of making different channels, I should say, like how you kind of have them separated. Um, Other than that, my upload schedule is going to be a little less of every day to maybe right now. I'm gonna try to post the Pokemon unboxing one, like the collecting channel, like once a week, maybe once every other week. I have the other channel where it's just going to be what we do on the weekends more. And then the gaming channel, which will probably be once every other week too. And the one for the weekend, probably once a month, maybe times a month. I don't know yet.
Sweet. Yeah, all those will be linked down in the description below. So whatever you guys like, go through. Next to each channel, we'll kind of just put like what they're about. Um, so yeah, whatever you guys like, just go down, subscribe. If you like us, just in general, subscribe to all of them. Um, yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. That's why because when I did my New York Jets franchise for Madden, 22, I think it was. I uploaded daily, and like for me, just having a kid and uh, yeah, that on top of work, and then trying to find time to record an hour long game every single day. It was like I'm staying up till 2 in the morning recording Madden, and then the next day staying up till 2 in the morning editing, and then making sure everything gets uploaded daily. And yeah, so this year I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm just keeping everything on one channel though, because I'm not planning on doing a whole lot outside of gaming. But as of right now, I'm thinking Monday and Wednesdays are gonna be Madden, our Broncos franchise, and then Fridays are just gonna be like a fun Friday. So pretty much anything that Sean and I play together, whether it's Counter Strike, Rocket League, anything else that we come up with. If the Madden series kind of takes off, probably switch it around and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then do Saturday as like a flex day in there, like a sexy Saturday or something. That goes into my next question, which is the upload schedule, so that works. What are your goals the rest of this year and kind of going into 2025 since we're only a couple months away?
I don't know. Like, I don't really think I have a set goal. Really, I think I'm just gonna try to, I don't know, more focus on uh making better stuff rather than more. Hopefully, the channel will grow and we can build a little bit of a community. Doesn't even need to be huge, but
Quality over quantity.
pretty much. Uh, and I just want to kind of just get back into it more the rest of this year, and then just try to get the Photoshop and editing stuff back to, well, not really where I wanted to be last time, or where I was last time. I want it to be better than last time, obviously, but just kind of grow myself. Like, not really even needs to be the channel, and have a little bit more fun this time around, because I was more stressed out trying to get everything done all the time than
Right.
it was more like me. It's dumb to say because obviously I'd like this to be my job eventually, but I was focusing more like on it being a job. And when I was recording, like the unboxing stuff, I was just kind of going through the motion instead of focusing on enjoying it, if that makes sense.
Yep. Roman Atwood, one of my favorite YouTubers, he always says, "Do what you love." What the hell? I like had it in my brain and then just escaped. Um, what is it? Do what you love, and money is just a byproduct. So yeah, just focusing on YouTube. On obviously not as a job because we're still small channels and we're not getting monetized. So yeah, as long as we focus on just keeping it, doing what we love, and we're not looking at it as another 9 to 5. And like you said, you want to grow better at doing Photoshop and editing and everything. So like yeah, obviously taking your time on that, and whether it's watching videos or just going through clicking shit and just yeah, figuring out new styles and new thumbnails and
That's how I
everything.
ended up
Like
doing that photo the other day. I just went in there and just started clicking everything.
yep, yeah, honestly, like even your I don't think I've seen any of your thumbnails yet, but like the profile pictures and everything, they're looking good. But yeah, like I usually I'm the one doing all that. So, but yeah, I think that's I had that one. Did you have any other do you have any questions for me or for us to answer as a
Nah.
group? Yeah, this time around I kind of had everything. Um, let's have like four, five-ish, 4, 5 more, and then yeah, then we can kind of just get in talkity talk and Um, next one kind of piggybacks off the last one. It's what do we want from the Silent Force group, or what would you like from the Silent Force group?
Like what specifically are we talking about? Like, are we talking about
Like,
everyone? Like,
like, all right. She back there play with Morgan's brand new headset wire. Um, anywho, um, no, not like you and me personally, but like, just like it could be us personally. What, however you want to. I more or less had it questioned out to be like, what do you want from this channel, or like, what do you and I want to focus on doing with Silent Force, essentially.
See, it would be a little cooler to try and find out things maybe experiences we haven't really done together, like obviously growing up together. Now we're a little bit more apart. Maybe like things we don't I don't really want to say don't know about each other specifically, but maybe just experiences that we don't know about. Like I have a really funny one that we'll have to talk
Oh
about
boy.
sometime
Let's say
that
that
happened
for
last year.
oh boy, say that for the the talking talk part of the podcast. And you have it written down? I'm scared now.
Do I have it written down? No, I already know what.
I want you to forget.
No, I pretty hard to forget. It's pretty funny.
Okay. So it's like doing more stuff together.
Kind of just like maybe try to become. It's like weird to say it like weird, but like closer community wise, or maybe closer to like togetherness, whatever you wanna say.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Sure he is.
Touch tips, but don't touch tips. Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm leaving this in the video. Yeah, she could have been a better co-host than Scooby, but here we are.
Well, I got a story about that too. That'd be
Okay.
funny too.
All right. On to the next question. Obviously this is just the intro video, so we're gonna try and make it a little bit longer. But how long would you like these videos to go on for?
I don't know, like, kind of up to you. Like, we could have them to, like, I don't know, 40, 40 minutes to an hour, depending how much you want to talk, pretty much. Otherwise,
Okay.
30 minutes, like half that. I mean, an hour is kind of long, so I mean,
Yeah. Well, I think an hour seems pretty average for podcasts. I know, like, I've listened to some that are 2, 3 hours long, and others that are 40. 40 minutes, not 40 hours. Jesus.
40 hours.
But yeah, I was kind of thinking like an hour ish, but yeah, it all kind of depends on what we have planned bringing it. I mean, it's obviously harder with just the two of us, but I don't know. Like maybe we can get Mason in here, maybe we can get Shane in here, and kind of get some stories out of them. And then as we grow, we can get either other YouTubers or God, that's nerve wracking. I don't know if I want to do that, but yeah, well, we gotta come up with something to kill the time. But yeah, I want to shoot for like an hour long, but I don't know. Maybe these first couple years do half hours and kind of see how they go from there. Um, kind of the same thing again. But using these videos, um, I was thinking maybe we could like recap sports from either our favorite sports teams or like video game news, other stuff, Pokemon update. I don't know, whatever we want to do. Stuff that we like, stuff that we want to talk about. Um, otherwise, I was thinking like we could just do weekly updates on our lives, what we went through during the week, and if it was something bad, what we can do to make it better next week. Obviously, want to use it as like an uplifting channel too. Don't wanna sit here and just fucking. I mean, we should.
Be sad all the time.
This week of work sucked, man. But yeah, I feel it's a little bit something that we could do, especially like since football's coming up. It kind of goes into the next question too, is just kind of explain ourselves. I mean, we should have done this in the beginning, but um, yeah, like we'll go over like favorite sports teams and everything, and maybe weekly we'll go through and recap a couple things. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, dude, like trivia. Like I keep seeing like these Facebook reels about uh I don't even know the people that I watch, but they like do trivia with each other, and freaking other ones tell like weird conspiracy theories. Like we can come up with that kind of stuff. It'd be pretty fun. Yeah. Anywho, getting into who we are. Um, so obviously Sean and I think we've said it multiple times in previous videos, but we are both from Wisconsin. Um, if you've seen any of our Counter Strike videos, I don't even know if they made it in there, but anytime that we play Counter Strike, people assume that we're from Canada. We're not. We're from Wisconsin.
And the
But
worst part is, like, at this point,
we just go with
I'll
it.
just say, like, I'll say phrases that they'd say, like, in Canada, like, "Hey, yeah,
Like,
hey,"
hey, what are you doing, eight?
and, like, not even to be, like, mean, but it's just because it's been said so many times, that's just what
Play
I do
along
now,
with it.
just to play along with it.
But yeah, well, and like saying A is like, I feel like that's just like a northwestern thing too. Like it's just kind
Yeah.
of up all up in this region. So I don't know. It's all kind of right there, but we don't even say it until they call us Canadian, and then we're just like, "Hey, how's the weather, eh?" But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, both from Wisconsin. Um, I don't want to give like too much detail, but grew up together. Parents, uh, we're not like blood brothers, but we're stepbrothers, half brothers, stepbrothers, stepbrothers. Um, parents got together. Parents didn't get together. We stayed brothers, but yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, they were together a long time. This is what,
Yeah.
15 years? 12?
Something like that.
15? Somewhere up there, but yeah. We stayed together. I'm glad that we did because my life would definitely not be as great without you in it.
Sure, sure.
Or it'd be better, but here we are. Just kidding. Nah,
Be
it's
way
just
better.
yeah. I'm a Denver Broncos fan. Sean's an Atlanta Falcons fan. Both
Both
born and raised in
terrible,
Wisconsin. I,
both terrible franchises.
yep. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm doing Denver Broncos franchise this year, man. I'm like, they suck ass. I mean, they got Bo Nix now, so I don't know. I like doing franchises where I need to draft a quarterback and then go from there, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes with Bo Nix in this one. So let's see. You can keep going. I'm trying to figure stuff out here.
No. Other than that,
What else
like,
about you do you want people to know?
yeah, I don't know. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Kind of do everything. Go hunting, fishing, collect stuff, obviously, from the everything. Mostly
Mhm.
Pokemon cards, but I do have other things that I do collect other than just Pokemon cards. I have like Demon Slayer cards and um I do have my very old Magic the Gathering cards yet. I started collecting this stuff again probably like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't remember at this point. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Other than that, I still I still have a lot of stuff from my childhood that like I didn't even know I had. Like I said, with this plushie, and then I have a Neopets one in that corner. I think. All you kind of see is his tail. Oh no, you can see him. He's right, yeah, right there. It's
See, I'm kind
the
of bad.
dragon.
Because when Morgan and I got together, uh, those of you that don't know, I'm married. I got 5 year old, almost 6 year old. But when Morgan and I got together, um, I had all my Pokemon cards in the Torterra EX tin, and they got thrown away, dude. And that, like, literally, not even like a month later. Well, we were at my mom's house, and then we moved out into our apartment, and we were like packing stuff, cleaning out my room at my mom's, and it was a disaster. And I literally had a full corner in there with just shit from my childhood, action figures, everything. Um, yeah, found those, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need these. Tossed them. Dude, that tin alone goes like for $50. And I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I had a freaking Charizard in there. Either a a tin Charizard from back in the day, or I don't think it was like first edition, but it might have been base set. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I had one in there, and I'm a little upset. It's like not even a month later, I got back into Pokemon, and I'm like,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was the base set one. Because I think I had that one, and I think I gave it to you.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was the base set one. I don't think it was the oh my god.
first edition.
No. There's another one. I know it wasn't the first edition. There's first edition base set, and then there's another one that like it went through those sets, and it was like almost like a remake. I can't think of.
The jungle.
No, it's a little older than that.
Hmm.
God, let me look it up here.
Cause
It's gonna make me mad if I don't remember here.
I'm pretty sure it was base set or something. I don't know.
Mm.
Cause yeah, I told Morgan, I'm like, babe, that's a house down payment right there. And we just fucking tossed it.
My God, Evolutions. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because it had to be either base set or Evolutions. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was the same one, I remember I did have one, and it looked like the first
Yeah.
edition and base set one. So, but I got that when I was a long time ago. Long time ago.
Real young.
Yeah, because I had it when we were at the park that time.
Yeah. Well, I think you had that it had to be before we met.
So I mean, it had to been probably
It,
base set. I don't remember when Evolutions even came out. Evolutions had to have been 2005, or maybe even later than that.
yeah.
But I'll look quick. I'll look good. Yeah. my god, it says I don't know if it's right, but it says it came out in 2016 Evolution, so it definitely wasn't Evolutions then. If this is right.
Well, that's like the remake, isn't it? X and Y.
Maybe. Yeah,
Ah,
I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. It
yeah, it's gone. It's long gone.
doesn't
It,
matter.
yeah, I'm pissed about it, and I will never let Morgan live it down. So, little fun fact about that. But yeah, I'm also a collector. You can't see it, but I got Funko Pops, Legos, Pokemon, Star Wars stuff. So yeah, I obviously don't have as big of a collection because money goes to my kid. I got funny money like some dude over here just throwing it around. So
Yeah.
I asked Chat GBT over here for some personal questions to ask us. First one, we literally just answered. What's one thing you're passionate about and why?
Oh, I can give you the story if you really, really want it.
Yeah, let's go.
So last year when we were on, it would be like a year ago from this week because it came up, and the only reason I even remember this story, right, is because you know how in 2 weeks I'm leaving for vacation, right?
Yep.
So every single year, Shane and Samantha, my sister, if obviously you guys wouldn't know that, but we always go on a siblings trip. And when I got rid of everything, right, and I was pretty mad at the time, so I got rid of all my social media and all this stuff aside from like Facebook. I got Snapchat, and I sent a request to who I thought was Samantha.
Oh boy.
Same first name and last name, right?
Yep.
And it said they were from obviously Wisconsin. So I'm like, okay, that must that must just be her, right? And that's like right when Snapchat had their avatar update. So I thought maybe she just changed it.
Yep.
And also the person accepted my request, and I was messaging them for weeks, and I mean weeks. And they would open it all the time and not say anything. And I mean, for my sister, that's not a big shock. She does that all the time. She'll do it
Yep.
at work, open it up, and not message me back. And I'm like, we're on vacation, and we're sending each other all these stupid Snapchats because we're just watching a movie. So I'm sending them to Shane and this other person. And all of a sudden, Svet is like, I asked her something and she brought it up. And I'm like, oh, didn't I tell you that last week over Snapchat? And she's like, you haven't Snapchatted me in weeks. And I'm like, what? All of a sudden I look, and I don't know how I had my sister's actual account and then this other person's actual account. So it must have been like a couple of weeks later. I added her, or she sent it to me, and I added it that way.
Oh god.
And I'm like, oh god, I'm like, I've been messaging this person for weeks, and I'm like, they must think, who the fuck is this guy? But I'm like, what the fuck? I would have thought after a while they just would have been like, yo, like, who the fuck
They
is
never
this dude?
said anything.
No. They
You
messaged
still
me
send them
like,
stuff.
yeah. They messaged me like the very first time. And it was like pretty generic. So I was like, oh, whatever. Like, it must have just been her messaging me real quick at work. And all of a sudden they just never said anything after that. And I'm like, looking back on it, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this person wouldn't have said anything. Like, why do you keep sending me pictures of all these random
Right.
people? But I was like,
God.
oh my God.
Now I gotta ask when was the last time you messaged them?
Oh, like last year that
Oh man.
I just like, oh my bad. So like after that, we like creeped on their Facebook really quick. And here they weren't even from Wisconsin. They must have been in Minnesota, like right on the line, and they just like assumed.
Oh god.
I was like, what?
too funny.
And then like this Scooby Doo, it's funny because I had a I had a picture of it way back when I graduated. And I'm like, what the heck ever happened to that thing? I like looked around the house, and I'm like, couldn't find it, couldn't find it, couldn't find it. I'm like, man, I knew I had it somewhere. And here I remembered we used to have it in the dog's kennel, and I'm like, that's where it was. And I like went to my dad's, and all like the stuff in the garage was like for the dogs. And I ended up finding it in the garage, like super dusty. And I'm like, I got you. So like if you look at it, it's actually got like bite marks all
Oh
over.
god.
And I'm like, no. Like I said, the other reason why I even remembered I had it is because I was going through the thing my grandma gave me was all a bunch of pictures from my childhood. And I had a childhood with me, little baby, like laying on top of that when I was younger.
Oh lordy. I have my childhood stuffy is just a baby, not a baby, but like a regular stuffed animal of a golden retriever, and I call it my Frisco dog because it's my that was the name of my grandparents' dog when I was growing up, and that dog was like my best friend. And then she had to be put down, and I took her ashes from my grandparents, and she's sitting in my drawer right now. So I'm not gonna pull it out because that's weird. But I also have my other childhood dog, Chewy, who is my mom's dog, and I think we've had him since okay, it's 13 years. He's 13 years old, and he passed away. I think it just about a year now. But I got his ashes in there too. Yeah. So yeah, my one drawer, my desk here is just full of my dead animals. Just their ashes. Just like took a real dark turn there just from a stuffed animal. um, Second question from Chat GPT is what was the most memorable experience from your childhood?
Oh God, I don't. Oh God.
Let's just answer it like for us being together.
Oh God. There's quite a few of them.
I got two
Quite
that
a few
stick out.
bad ones.
The
I
first
mean,
one I have is at Sean's house, the house that we grew up at, across the street. There's a park there. One
park
day,
where I had the Charizard.
yeah. Uh, so yeah, one day Sean and I and his cousin James were just chilling out. We weren't even. We were literally just sitting there talking about Pokemon and the state. Not the state, but like the city trooper.
City worker,
Yeah,
or yeah, park worker, whatever you want to call them.
yeah. He comes up to us and he's like, "Hey, you kids know anything about some drugs in the bathroom?" We're just like, "What the fuck?" And keep in mind, we're only like 12 at the time, so we're just like, "No." And then my dad comes out and he's like, "What are you doing talking to these kids?" And he's just like, "Leave them alone." The guy's like, "Well, there's people doing drugs here and just seeing if it was them." And my dad was pissed. Yeah. The other thing is when we were riding our bikes around. There's another park down, like probably a mile or two. There you go. There's a park from the house about a mile or two. We'd always ride our bikes there and have a little windy path by the lake. And it was the afternoon after it stormed. And I remember Sean and I going, I'm like, hey, don't go in the grass. It's soaking wet. I'm like, there's big puddles and shit. I'm like, you're going to slip out and eat shit. This guy, as soon as I say that, we go around one turn. He goes into the grass, face plants. He's just soaking wet. And kids these days don't even have to go outside. We weren't even allowed to go inside, man. So like we went back home. Your mom was like, "No, go back outside." We're just like, "We just came to change clothes." And she's like, "No." So yeah, she almost soak us the rest of the day. It's fun times.
Another one that's always funny is I don't, oh my god, I don't even remember if you'd remember this, but when we were going to the going to Walmart and it was like hot. And we always had like no money, so we were just going there to get like one thing, and it was me, you, and Shane, right?
Yep.
And I remember he's going and going and going. We get to the yellow park and we're like, "You need to slow down." And he's he just kept pedaling and pedaling and pedaling until he just like came to a complete stop, didn't put his feet down, and toppled right over, like, right on the cement.
Oh yeah. No, I don't remember that.
And then they had the my god, the sprinklers going, so we went and we ran through the sprinklers just because it was so warm. Like, so by the time we get to Walmart, we were, like, soaking wet.
Oh yeah, going up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I when Morgan and I were there visiting you the other last week or not last week, but like last
A
month.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Um, we were driving by and I'm like, yeah. Do you know how many times Sean and I had to bike up that fucking hill? I was like, it sucked going to Walmart, but coming back it was nice. But half the time we go the other way and not even come back down the hill because you just went down the hill. You didn't even have to touch the handlebars, didn't even have to touch the pedals. You just sit there and go. Yeah, we'd usually always go the other way and forget about going down the big hill.
But,
Yeah.
and the other story I always remember is, when you came to help us when I was at, like, grandma's for the yard sale, and she wanted us to do some yard work, and she gave us that, she wanted us to pull the weeds out. So we thought it was a great idea to grab that little, like, hoe thing
Yep.
to dig out the ground, and we're trying to just, like, snap the roots with it, and they only had the one, and James ended up breaking it right now.
Oh, goodness. The other one I remember is when we went camping. Your grandma had that Charlie horse,
Yeah.
and we're literally just trying to fall asleep at night, and you just hear your grandma yelling from the camper. It was just us kids in the tent, like probably 50 feet away, and you just hear, "Oh!" And then she was yelling at grandpa. She's like, "Rub it, Richard."
This was like midnight and we're all playing Metroid Prime on the DS.
Oh, it's too funny.
We
And
were
then,
trying not to make too much noise because
yep, we
they
were just
didn't want to
getting
wake
yelled
up.
at.
So,
It's too funny. And then the next morning, um, we woke up before everybody, and we were just giggling in the tent about stupid stuff. And then the park ranger comes and
yelled
nudges
at
like,
us.
she's like, she's like, "Hey kids, you're being a little loud. If I give you some candy, will you be quiet?" The classic old "don't take candy from strangers." What did we do? We took candy from the stranger. I was the only one that ate it, but I'm still alive, so we're good. Oh God. Next one is tired. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why?
Oh boy. You want to answer it first?
Oh,
What me
fuck.
to answer it first? You need to think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, go for it.
okay, not not specifically. Like, I'd like to go somewhere by the ocean because I always wanted to try to surf. So, like, I know typically like everybody's like, "Ooh, Hawaii, Hawaii." It wouldn't technically have to be Hawaii. Granted, it would be pretty nice to go there. I would assume because every time grandma and mom talk about places they went, that's like the one spot that always pops up to them. It was pretty cool to go. But like Hawaii, I mean, it doesn't really need to be that fancy. Like even like somewhere in like California or somewhere. I'd like to find somewhere kind of on the beach, but not busy. So like California probably not be the best thing either.
Probably not. I mean, if you want, you'd probably stay on the East Coast and just go like Virginia
Yeah.
or the
But I
Carolinas.
mean somewhere like that. Just to try that out and kind of see because I obviously haven't gone very far from Wisconsin. A couple places, but nowhere
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I think the farthest I've ever been outside of Wisconsin has been Chicago. That's it. I literally have never traveled, never been on a plane, nothing. I don't think I want to, but I'm just terrified of heights, and flying is one of those things that are pretty damn close up there. And yeah, I don't know, but I've been watching Roman Atwood lately, and he got his helicopter pilot license, and man, I think I want to go on a helicopter ride, but it's right up there with flying in an airplane, bro, and I don't know if I can do it. But it's
Like,
mostly
I think
like,
an airplane wouldn't be as bad as you'd think. Like,
yeah,
helicopter probably be pretty bad because I think those are a lot harder to get stable, so, like but, I mean, I get it, there's professionals in that, but, I mean,
yeah,
if it's, like, windy if it's pretty windy, I think your plane would be fine, but if you're windy in a helicopter, I feel like it'd be pretty bad.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
me coming from no experience from either,
Right.
can't really tell you. But if I had to guess, like a helicopter, if you're afraid of heights, and it's so more enclosed, I mean, I guarantee there's probably some rough airplanes, but
Yeah. I don't know. Like I look at it. I'm obviously right now. I'm still going through a bunch of it, my anxiety stuff. So it's like right now through my head, it's straight to terrorism, and shit's gonna blow up if I go on it. And I ain't trying to die right now. That's why I don't can leave the house anytime. Like if I can stay home, I'm staying home right now. But I'm on meds. They're doing good. I'm doing good. So we're getting better. But it's gonna be a while till I get on a plane. That is one of the things I want to get off my bucket list is travel on somewhere using a plane. It's not within the next year or two, I can tell you that. And yeah, like helicopter thing too. Like I'm watching his videos and I'm like, that looks dope. Like I would enjoy a helicopter ride. And from everything that I like, Roman even said it might just because he owns his own helicopter, but
yeah.
he said it's a lot safer than taking an airplane. But I don't know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't
I don't know.
know.
But yeah, and then helicopter thing. I just immediately think of Kobe, and
Yeah.
then the thought of you wanting to go on it, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I were to want to visit anywhere, anxiety and everything aside, probably going. I don't even know,
He
dude.
doesn't know.
I'm probably right there with you at the ocean, but sharks come into a factor.
Man, I
Uh,
think it'd be cool to see a shark.
it'd be cool to get eaten by a shark. Just kidding. Um, yeah, either an ocean or I think I'd want to go to Colorado as well. Uh, see a Bronco game there. Everybody that Morgan has an uncle who just moved back to Wisconsin from living in Colorado for a couple years, and they've talked about how beautiful it is, just overall, just the view and everything. Plus, weed's legal, so give that a try. Yeah, I don't know. I also really want to take a road trip to Ohio because Roman actually just opened up a laundromat there.
A laundry Bailey's prize place to go to is a laundry.
I know they got like a claw machine. They got a bunch of prizes you can win in there. They got like a flea market style old merch that they used to sell that they don't sell anymore. They got some nice mouse pads. I actually really want one of their mouse pads, so need to get there before they sell out. But I doubt it's gonna happen anytime soon.
Did I ever send you a picture of my mouse pad? Did I send you what I did?
No,
I
no, I think it was done when we were there, but I didn't even look at it unless you did something else to
no,
it.
well, I don't remember if I don't think it was. I don't think it was. Oh, maybe it was. Either way, it doesn't. I'll send you a picture later because
Okay.
like I said, I had to put the screws through the mouse pad.
Oh
Like
God.
the legs had to go through it because it was so long.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't fit around it. And I'm like, oh god. And on
Well,
each side of the table still hangs off like that much.
Jesus Christ.
It
Let's.
it's huge.
That's what she said. All right.
It's
Uh,
huge.
I don't know. Yours kind of went into this, but what is a skill or a hobby you've always wanted to learn? Yours was surfboard.
Yeah,
Surfing.
and that's why I ended up getting that skateboard. A longboard, but same diff. It's a little different, a lot smoother, but still haven't really got on it with my whole ankle situation we talked about earlier. But
Yeah. I think
that,
next Silent Saturday you'll have to go into detail on that. We're at
but
about 48 minutes right now.
but I'm gonna try to do that first before trying, like, obviously going somewhere and trying to surf. Otherwise, like, I've heard of people, and I mean, it's kind of dumb to say this too, that have tried not really surfing, but like kind of waterboarding in like Lake Michigan, and that's where we're kind of lucky, where we live so close to such a big lake that if I wanted to try something like that, I could. But I mean, Michigan's kind of weird because typically it goes from yeah, not too bad to really big waves. So
Yeah. The place that my mom's, well, my stepdad's family, the place that we go camping at, or used to, um, is right off of Lake Michigan, and yeah, it's. I mean, the only thing that sucks is that it's always fucking cold.
yeah,
But
that's the other thing I was gonna say too. Is it's so
yeah,
cold.
even middle of summer, it could be 110 degrees outside. Lake Michigan's still 30 fucking degrees, dude.
Yeah, I remember when me and Shane were at Blue Harbor that time, and it was right after winter. There's still snow on the ground. We're walking through the beach, and it went all the way to our necks into the
Oh
water.
God,
Oh
dude.
my god, it was so cold, and it was raining outside. It was the weirdest thing. It was like warm. There was still snow, but we're wearing flip flops. But we're walking through the cold water. It was so dumb because I think we like lost Wi-Fi in our room because we had like one of the rooms off the hotel. So, like, there was no Wi-Fi there, and we had somebody come there to fix it, and we didn't wanna be there when they did, and we're like, "Well, we could either go in and swim," but we just came back from swimming for, like, 3 hours, or we can go and walk, and or walk and me and Kid are just like, "This is really weird." But, yeah, it was pretty cold, I did not recommend that.
Yeah, no, I would never recommend just swimming in Lake Michigan, let alone right outside of winter. But yeah, like you said, it's either the calmest lake ever, or it's a fucking tsunami, dude. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
But
growing up in a family that fishes a lot, my dad had this boat for Lake Michigan. It wasn't the biggest, it was fucking old, like 30 years old, such a fucking piece of shit, like, you'd get out there and it would work, and all of a sudden the fucking motor would die, and it happened week in after week out, and he'd try to get it fixed, go out there to test it out, fucking get stranded out there again, and those waves, it was so bad, my god. Like, There's only a couple times in my life I ever thought I was gonna die, and that was one.
Let's see here. I think I got like one more question for us, and we can hit this last topic we got, and then we can save the rest. I got two more already picked up for next week, so um, shit. Like trying to type and do all this at the same time. How do you handle stress or difficult situations in your life?
Oh god, I don't know. Not very well.
Same. I was hoping you had some answers to give me.
Biggest thing I can say is like maybe walk away. Like you don't always need to make it a fight. You need to walk away sometimes. Don't let it stress you out too much because coming from the job I do, I mean I get it too. You're okay. Your job probably has a lot of stress with it too, right? Not even saying that,
I'll be honest. My job's a fucking cakewalk.
but I just mean like
Yeah, it is
when you had to answer calls,
stressful.
I'm sure you had stressful
Oh yeah.
people. Like,
Oh yeah.
but I mean, part of that is you can walk away.
Yeah.
Like whatever. After the phone call, you don't have to deal with that person ever again, right? Unless say you would have to eventually call back, maybe. But
The odds
like
of them
most of the
getting
time,
me is like 1 in 100.
yeah.
So
So I mean, like once you deal with that person, 5 minutes, right? You're done. But like
yep.
the job I have with running like a machine, and if I walk and I like try to make it work and it doesn't work, I have to go back and try it again, right? Like
Yep.
10 hours a day. If it's not working, I have to keep trying. So a lot of times, I mean, I'll walk and see if I can get help from somebody if they have a better idea than me. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help too, obviously. But like for me, with running the machine, if I've tried for 30 to an hour minutes and I'm having the same problem, you need to walk away, dude. Like, and I don't care if the company doesn't like that idea, but sometimes if you just walk away, go take your break if you have it, and then come back, because that's the nice part about where I work is I can take a break whenever I want. So if I'm having a bad day, I will walk away and take a break and come back. And sometimes it works no problem. But man, I do understand where it gets hard sometimes, where it is hard not to get a little mad.
Yep. Honestly, like same thing with relationships, dude. Like Morgan and I fight. I'm usually like the one that wants to resolve it right away. She's complete opposite. She's like, nope, we gotta separate. We gotta, yeah, go in separate rooms, have and sit and have a think, you know. And I'm like,
Mhm.
no, fuck that. I'm like, let's get it done right now. So yeah, it's like those are stressful. Stressful, even if it's over stupid stuff. Like just like you said, either walk away and take a breath, go for a walk or something, and come back to it later. And it, honestly, 95% of the time, shit figures itself out.
Yeah.
Like
Well, and that's kind of what I was going to say too is
yeah, you forget why
depending what
you're
you're
even
fighting
mad.
about, like, let's be realistic. Has there been anything in your life that you've had a fight that really still even makes you mad to this day? Like, I'm sure there's one or two like major things, right?
Like my
But it's
Pokemon
probably
cards getting thrown away.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, is there anything you look back and you're like, oh yeah, at work this still makes me mad? No, after a while you'll just forget about it. So like, just gotta look at it as what's the point of stressing over it if literally in 2 days, 95% of the time, 98% of the time, you're not even gonna remember it the next day or the week after.
Yeah, especially at work too. Like it's man, you're probably gonna go through 800 jobs in your life.
Yeah.
It's ain't your money. It's the company's money, and ain't got to stress over it.
That too, and like the other thing is in life also, if you're stressing over like a money situation, and I get it, money can be stressful. At the same time, you gotta realize money isn't everything. You need to like if you see somebody with a newer phone than you and they're bragging, just be like, "Yeah." You don't need all this new high tech stuff to be happy. I
Shame
have
on you.
my I have my iPhone 6 yet.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's there you go.
And I'll tell you one thing,
Spoken from the
it
man
still
himself.
does the same thing as every other phone does nowadays.
Yep.
It might not be as better quality, keep the better battery life and all that, but what do I have to do? Plug it in a little longer? Who cares?
Gets the job done. But yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, with me and it, I always get the new stuff, but that's why I'm broke. But no, I think it's a obviously our situations are a little bit different. Like Morgan and I only have the newer stuff just because of Everly for the
Yeah.
most part.
And I
It's
mean, I'm not
yeah,
I'm not saying it's bad to have that, but
well yeah,
I mean, if somebody's struggling, like if they're like, "Oh my god, I wish I could have this. I wish I could have this." Like, you don't need it. Let me just tell you. Whatever
yeah.
you got in life, you're probably fine. Like there are people
Kid,
that are probably way less fortunate than you. That's how you got to look at it. You got to be grateful for what you got.
exactly. Kids in Africa don't even get water, man. Well, now that Mr. Beast went over there, they do, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Back in my day, they didn't. So get canceled, episode one. Yeah, I think that's all we really had to talk about. We're rolling up right on an hour here. I think it's a good time to cut it off at. But last thing I just want to bring up is to get you guys merch. Link will be down in the description. I'm gonna end up doing a whole overhaul of the site. Maybe might look into paying for a new site and look at other stuff. But Sean and I are gonna get some new merch in soon, and hopefully within the next couple episodes we'll showcase that for you guys.
Yep, yep, yep.
But yeah, that's I think that's all that we really had. Unless you had anything else to add on there.
No, me, I can talk for hours, so it would never end.
Yeah, let's say for a couple other episodes. Yeah, that'll do for this one, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Leave a like if you want to. Dislike it if you want. I don't care. Let us know in the comments.
Can you even dislike it? I don't even remember anymore.
Hey, you can. It just doesn't tell you how many people did.
Uh, I don't know. I
Um,
haven't really looked.
yeah, subscribe if you guys want to see more. Like I said, we're gonna try and do this every Saturday. Maybe we'll do a couple gaming videos here and there, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this goes first, and then we'll take it from there.
Man, you know what I should add? I've been thinking about it, and I thought about adding it in my first video back. Is if I ever get, we'll make it simple, like 5 to 10,000 subs, I'll get the Silent Force logo tattooed on my arm.
Oh boy.
Gotta make it a goal. Gotta make a goal.
All right, write it down.
Write it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
5K subs, Sean. Get Silent Forest tattoo. There we go.
But
And to
that's
be
one
fair,
thing. I would want to get a tattoo. I have a couple picked out that I would like.
I mean, honestly, it's a cool logo, man.
But then I was like, man, I should get that because why not? I'll pull up the other one quick. I have it in my album. It'll take 2 seconds that
And
I thought about getting.
even if we don't ever get that many subs, I might still get tattooed. I mean, it's been like a whole part of our life.
That one.
But I like that.
Because
I need to get a church twig tattoo. That's what I need.
that one would be pretty cool, I think, to get. But other
Dope,
than
dope,
that, I
dope.
got nothing.
Yeah, that'll do it for this one, guys. Like I said, leave a like if you want. Dislike it. Let us know in the comments. Questions you got for us. What else you want us to talk about in the future. Um, yeah. Anything else and that you think that we can improve on this? Yeah. And that we'll see you next Saturday. Till then, stay cool. Peace.
Bye.